I muted the mic again, didn't I? Yeah. Ah, why I do this to myself? Why I do this to myself? What is going on, y'all? Y'all know who this is. Y'all know we about. And bitch, this is CeeCee. And I am so happy that y'all are here. I'm happy to be here. We got some emails to go through, so we should kind of get through them real quick, shouldn't we? Are you ready? Are you ready? Let me know if you're ready. Comment down below. Also, make sure to like and subscribe. Share the video. Share it with someone you love. Share it with someone you hate. Share it with someone from the Westboro Baptist Church. Share it. Hmm. All right. So it looks like we got some pretty good emails today. So let me get myself comfy. I am tired, as you can tell. I am quite tired. So yeah, we're gonna get through these emails. We're gonna answer some questions that we see up in the comments, and then after that, I'm about to go to bed. Because baby, when I tell you that I am so tired. Whew, today was a busy day, but let's get started. So Julia says, "Hi CeeCee, I've been in an abusive relationship with my boyfriend in about 4 years, and he is an alcoholic narcissist. He has ruined me emotionally because he was always controlling everything that I did, and he went in my phone checking everything and isolated me from everyone. He gave me bruises on my arm and also threatened me with a knife once by putting it against my throat. He got fired from his job because they found him drinking at work. And I told him that the relationship is finished. So I called his work company that they need to help me get him out of my place. And on Saturday last week, he finally left my country. He was also abusing me financially because I bought a brand new phone that I'm paying each month and he stole it with him. You know, you can't consider that stolen property, right? And if it is an iPhone, you can always just track where he is, right? Right? Right. 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 Just saying. He also stole tools from his work company and I informed him about it. I told the police that that man must never be allowed to come to my country again. He also broke the law by driving drunk, so he lost his driver's license twice. How did he not lose it the first time? Anyway, now today I'm so happy to have my life back and to be free because I am not walking on eggshells anymore. Girl, the minute that there would have been physical harm, baby, that would have been the end of it for me. I don't know about y'all, but that's a no go for me. Sorry, but good for you for leaving. Letty says quite a few questions. All right, were you ever attracted to women? No. You mentioned you went through your gay phase. Do you think that was part of your journey to get to where you are? Yes. As a transgender woman, what has been the most difficult part? Dating. Dating. Absolutely. How do you deal with people and or family that are not accepting of you? I don't. At all. At all. At all. If they don't accept me for who I am, there's a door. We do not have to converse with each other. We don't need to be in the same circles. We don't need to be around each other. So there's that. Um, it's worked that well for me. So, like I said, as far as the most difficult part for me for being trans is, of course, dating. Um, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of the trans women that do follow me can actually attest to this. You gonna say something? She's like, boop, girl, pain in my ass. Anywho, okay. So a lot of the trans girls I know can attest to this. Dating is the hardest thing because it's not so much of the fact that we can get dates. It's easy. However, it always leads to them wanting to like have sex because the curiosity or the fetish or the fantasy or whatever the case may be. And then once you do give it to them, after that, it's like crickets after that. So it's like we don't hear from them anymore. You know what I mean? So I've learned to just deal with it. Um, Also realize that maybe there's just not someone out there for me. Um, I'm just pretty sure that I've kind of gotten to that point already. But yeah, we're kind of seen as fetishes. We're not really seen as people that would want to date us like on a long term level or in a relationship capacity. And if they do, they're mostly on the DL, um, or married but want to have a side chick, you know, or in another relationship but they want to, their girlfriends or their wives allowed it. It's happened. Um, yeah, that's yeah. It's very different. Very, very different. I will definitely say that. Rita said, you said we could ask anything about relationships. I'm confused about one situation. Okay, how is the intimacy working in this case? A female with a male that is trans. I don't want to be rude and ask, but I don't get it. Does he/she still use his penis? I know I'm weird. I just want to understand. You're going to tell me to ask them, aren't you? I would never. Okay, by the way, you look great. Thank you. Yeah, that was exactly what I'm going to do. You're more than welcome to ask people. However, I don't really, I don't have a full picture about other people's intimacy. I know about mine. Um, again, I could paint the picture for you. You're never going to understand it unless you're curious, like in that sexual capacity to want to explore something like that. So it's not even worth painting the picture for it. If it's not your lane, baby, it is just not your lane. It just isn't. But just the way that two people can be intimate, two guys, two girls, a man and a woman, two non-binary people, it's the same way. Anonymous says, so I've never gotten along with my dad. He's verbally abusive towards me. The last straw was 2 months ago when he drove me home and got mad at me and tried to make me get out of his car, so I haven't talked to him since. My sister called me and informed me that he has emphysema and possibly lung cancer. My mother is obsessively telling me to call or text him saying how sorry I am that he's so sick, and I'm so sorry, but I don't want anything to do with him, so what should I do? What would you do if you were in my shoes? I'm sorry. Absolutely not. Maybe that's me holding a grudge, and you know, it's hard for everyone to start a relationship, not just you guys. Are you seen as a fetish? I'll wait. Now, again, this is dealing with people of any type of relationship. It doesn't really matter whether it's family or otherwise. Or otherwise. What I will say is that if I don't want anything to do with this person, I will not do anything with that person. So I won't be talking to them. And that's your right. So I hope that helps, honey. All right. B. McCall says, hope all is well with you and your family. For your request to ask some more personal questions this session, just curious to know about what age you knew you wanted to make the transition towards becoming trans and how long your gay man era lasted, lol. You inspire the rest of us to be true to ourselves and your followers who love who you are today, real smart, witty, funny, and so talented in everything you do. Hair, makeup, cooking, singing, performing, and so wise and confident. Keep on being the best version of you. Oh, I love you. Thank you for that. Um, what age did I knew I wanted to do this? It's so weird that when people ask that question, it's just like, well, when did you know? They're like, I've always known. The better question is, when did you have the actual resources to be able to do it? Because it's one thing to live the life, it's another thing to pay for that as well. You know what I mean? So I've always known. I actually made the full on transition 2.5, 3 years ago. Um, so that was how long my gay man era lasted. Um, yeah, yeah. Michelle says, what is the best hair straightener to use on naturally curly, coarse hair? I currently use a ceramic type of straightener and add curls to straighten and add curls. As long as it works for you, it's fine. I can't tell you what's the best hair straightener because I have not tried them all. I just know it works. Anything that gives you a good amount of heat, as long as it's an even heating plate, um, using a heat protector, and you're using finishing products at the end. That's it. That's really it. I can't tell you what's the best hair straightener though, because there are some that are like cheap as hell that work just as good, and there are some that are expensive as hell that work just as good. And I have both. I have a really cheap one that only costs me about $20, and I have a really expensive one that costs me over $400, and both work equally just as good. The $400 one just has more bells and whistles to it. You know, certain features, which I think it's overly priced, but hey, it's a professional grade product. So it is what it is. Teresa says, I have a trans son. He had it hard growing up in school and some family members. He went through stages. First, he thought he was bi, then lesbian, now trans man. He explained he always knew he was different, but didn't know what it was until later. All right. He said from elementary school on up. If everyone was standing in a line, he would be standing to the side. His father was a real jerk about this trans stuff and even told him he would disown him. Luckily, he has a stepdad that accepts him. It was a little hard for me in the beginning because I think you just expect their life to go a certain way and you just need some time to adjust and come to terms. Life will be different if that makes sense. Let me tell y'all something. When you have a child and you bring them up into this world, yes, there are some things that are what we would envision their life having, right? Whether it be marriage, kids, picket fence, house, etc. I just want my kids to be happy and productive. That's it. Nothing more. Learn how to be self sufficient. Learn how to hustle when you need to. Learn how to make that coin when you're in a pinch. You know what I mean? For parents to be like, oh well, it's gonna. It took it hard for me for what? Because when people say that, it feels like you're mourning the death of what you once knew and trying to accept the new person. We all grow old. We all change for good or bad. It's what makes us human. Okay? Take away the trans label, take away any other label whatsoever. You're still human. You are prone to change. You're prone to evolve into a better person or worse person, depending on your environment. And as long as you provide a safe space for your children so that they're able to express themselves safely, number one. Number two, realize that what they're going through is going to be a journey, whether it is a phase or whether it is not. A phase is still a phase, is still a phase. Guess what? It's still a journey. Whether we decide that we want to be gay or we want to be bi or we want to be a lesbian or we want to be trans, it doesn't matter. We have to arrive at that destination in our own way. Unfortunately, parents, although they mean well, throw these tiny microaggressions. And I know that they don't mean it. And I know that they're trying their best to convey their feelings in a way that makes them feel like they're heard, right? And there's nothing wrong with that because as long as you've created the safe space, it works two ways. I should be able to tell you my feelings just as much as you should, right? That's how it should work. We don't invalidate another person's feelings because what if what they're feeling is actually really real and they want to explore that? Let them explore it. And they're old enough. That's my only caveat. That's my only caveat. Look, I'm a person that believes that kids should be kids. Let kids be kids. Go watch a SpongeBob. Go watch all that. Go play your games. Go have friends. Create memories with friends. Go to school. Do your homework. Do that shit. Be a kid. Relationships take work, a lot of work, and a lot of mental focus. That requires a level of maturity that I feel the kids don't have. They need to understand what their feelings are and how to navigate those feelings in such a way that is going to be constructive and fruitful. Okay? I just like kids to be kids. When you're home, be whoever the fuck it is what you want to be because here I can protect you. I can't protect you always with what's out there. So therefore, when you go out there, just like how I have to play the part, so do you. And I'm only doing this for your protection. I'm not trying to stifle. I'm not trying to do any of those things. I just want you to know that I don't want you to face some of the things of what I have faced because I don't feel that you have the mental acuity to understand why. Hell, even me at 45, I don't even understand it. Being a member of the LGBTQ plus community is not an easy road. It's not like we chose this. It's not like we chose this. We like who we like. That is what it is. I see myself as this way. This is my own journey. But I will definitely say, on the topic of parents, if you ever have to utter the words of, I will disown you if you are queer, you're no parent. You're only the sperm donor or incubator. That's it. So choose your words carefully because, again, They have to learn about the world through you. And when you're not around, hopefully what you have taught them to be optimistic, to be kind people, it will be their guide into navigating up into the world when you're not around. Because let's face it, as parents, we're not going to be around our children 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Bitch, we got bills to pay. We got bills to pay. They did not ask, our children did not ask to be in this world. We got to take care of them until they can, right? So therefore, during while we're taking care of them until they can, we're hopefully giving them all of the information of what they need in order for them to succeed. Why on God's green earth would you want to give them biases and prejudices? And we're supposed to be breaking generational curses here. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Our legacy is supposed to be breaking any generational curses, honestly. Whatever the case may be. You know, I find it completely selfish that when parents say that I will disown you. Some folks are stuck on sin. The real sin is abandoning your kid when they need you the most. I believe there was a love story in the Bible between two people, two men, right? The word homosexuality wasn't even a word until what year exactly? 19th century, right? Right? 19th century. Because now I have a question. The Bible was written around 1400 BC. Y'all do the math. Y'all do the math. Just think about that alone. And with that, my case is closed. I hate when people be doing that shit, being like saying that, oh, well, it says in the Bible that homosexuality is a sin. When are we looking at the original text or we're looking at the abridged version? So, sorry. Not sorry. It's just weird to me. Sherry says, have you ever dated any women? No, I have not. And would you ever get married? Was close one time. It just didn't work out. I would love to be married. I would love to be married. I would love to be married at least once before I die. Amanda says, I was wanting to know what is the polite way to tell a guy that you don't want to see them anymore. Avoid, ban, block, delete. There you go. Megan says, first of all, I think you're fabulous. My mom and I just adore you. You did say this week, let's focus on your trans journey. I was wondering what made you decide to keep your male parts. when I realized that the surgery to get sexual reassignment surgery is risky and you have to be careful about who you go to and you have to do your research, and something like that is outrageously expensive, and some states don't cover it under Medicare or under state care, so you would have to either pay that out of pocket or pay out of your ass for the insurance for it. I don't want mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. That's too much. That's too much for me. But then again, as I said, this has always been my caveat. My trans journey is mine alone. There are others who are like me, but not everyone is like me. Okay. So with that being said, take my experiences that I do tell you as only that, mine. It's not the general consensus. It's just mine. You know, I hope this ain't too personal. I love to pick your brain and learn all things CC. Of course, ask away. Ty says, what has been the hardest part of transitioning and what has been the easiest? Hardest part of transitioning for me is the hormones. The hormones and coming up with the money to finish my surgeries. That's it. What's the easiest part? Learning to live with myself right now. Learning how to love myself right now. Because when I do get there, and it's a when, not an if, when I do get there, I'm going to be even more appreciative. I have thought this through for many, many, many years. This isn't something that I thought of on a whim. This is something that took years of living as a woman, talking to psychiatrists, because I always felt like I was not normal. I felt like that I should have a wife. I felt like that I should have children. I should have, should be living the life that everyone else in my family was living. Practically the only gay person in my family. Um, with that being said, constantly being told that what I was, it just what it. I was never told that it was an abomination. I just got my ass kicked for it a lot. So I had to play the part for a while. For a while. It's not like I could hide it. I mean, they already coined me as being gay, and I didn't even know what the fuck the word meant. Um, it was just because I was very effeminate. That hasn't changed. So we knew that's not a phase. Have I kissed a girl before? I have. I have. Because I had to. Luckily the girl was an ally. So there's that. God damn, Nora. Nora. That's a long one, baby. CeeCee, I'm so glad I get to watch it tonight. I need some, even if it's small, a smile to come to my face. See, 3 years ago, my family got the honor and privilege to meet this wonderful man, a veteran, just like my dad. And about 5 months after meeting him, he found out that he had stage 4 prostate cancer. He, with the help of my family and friends who threw him an auction to help raise money, Was able to get his first round of chemo, but unfortunately the cancer spread to his back, spine, and liver. When he first found out, he was told 3 years. Fast forward to about a month ago, he was rushed to the hospital for pain and he fell. He then had an MRI to see how far the cancer spread up his spine. We know there was nothing to be done, but his wife wanted to know. We went and visited him on the 12th of this month. He could barely walk. Took about 20 minutes to get up out of the chair. Those ones that lift with a button to get up easier, just to go to the bathroom. Then this past Wednesday, the 16th, we were informed that hospice was coming out. And we all know what that means. He is now in and out of it. Not alert like he was when we were there. The man is more than just a friend, he's my brother. 3 years just isn't enough time. Sorry this was so long. I'm in my head a lot the past couple of days. I wake up crying and go to bed crying. I dread that call. But I know watching you will, as it always does, bring a smile to my face, even if it's just for a moment. I don't know what it is, but whenever I'm down, angry, or just blah, your voice, laugh, definitely your laugh, always brings a smile to my face and makes my darkest days brighter. Shit. Nora, I love you, sweetheart. Mentally prepare yourself, is all of what I can tell you. Especially when we get attached. We get attached to people. That first thing that's going to come to our heads is like, how am I ever going to live without this person? When I tell you that can keep a bitch up at night, I understand. I love you. Delane says, love you, CeeCee. You're awesome. Powered by Cricket Wireless. Delane, I love you. Lacey says, just want you to know you're amazing and I have some personal questions to ask you. How did your mother find out about your sexuality and you being a transgender woman? Was she acceptable of it? Not at first. Remember when I talked about the mourning the death of what they thought they would be? Yeah, yeah. So when did she find out about my sexuality? Child, she asked. She asked twice. She asked twice. Two different occasions. One, she found me with a nude male magazine. Well, she found a nude male magazine in my room. Yeah. Uh, then I was scared shitless. Then the second time was in high school for my senior prom. I had no date, but I went in a black dress. And my mother and I crossed paths. I was walking out the door. She was walking in. And that's how she caught me dressed that way. It was a very awkward and frighteningly terrifying moment. Um, Needless to say, later on after that, I left. I was homeless for a while. I chose to. I chose to leave because I just felt like she just couldn't deal with it. And I think by me not being there would make her healing a bit easier to know that this is what I chose. And I feel like this is a repeat. This is just a repeat because now she's come to terms with who I am as an adult. And not only an adult, bill paying, tax paying, has a job, actually has their own place, fully together, fully independent offspring. And when I start laying down boundaries about things that I will tolerate and will not tolerate in my house, that seems to come to blows to it. And I think that my mother thinks that she can get away with the shit because she's my mother. And what I've realized that throughout this time is a lot of me educating her in pretty much just everything in my life. So I dating is, like I said, hard for me, and it's also because I don't want them to meet her at all, at all. Hell, look what she did with my fucking ex. I know I'm gonna feel a lot better by saying this out loud, but I'm gonna say it. My ex wanted to have a place just for us. That means he sold his house and he was just looking for a place to live in. He was like, "We should just move in together." And I said, "That sounds like a phenomenal idea, but I'm terrified." And he's like, "Don't worry, I got this." He had the money to like do it. So he would spend a couple nights here and there at my house, and apparently that was just carte blanche for my mother to be like, "Well, what bill you're paying?" Looking back on it now, I understand. Number two, um, he literally paid all of her past due bills to zero and didn't get so much as a thank you. Like it was expected. And that was a straw that broke the camel's back. On for me, it was just like he didn't have to do this. This was thousands of dollars. But so that way I can go and live with him, in our own apartment. He wanted to make sure that you were taken care of and not a thank you. Ever since then, I've learned to keep my mother at a very, very long arm's length. Yes, from what you do see up on camera, we do get along. And it's because that I've let bygones be bygones. And I'm not the one to hold a grudge. There are many things that I can call my mother. Many things. Overprotective, absolutely. Jealous, absolutely. Manipulative, yes. Can be downright conniving, absolutely. Knows how to gaslight somebody better than anybody, of course. But a burden, never. And that was what literally stopped me talking to my mother. I'm not a young person anymore. I'm 45 years old. Okay. 45 years old. I don't live, I haven't lived a very active lifestyle. And so when I did have the discretionary or the disposable income, I was able to start working on me and get my body right and shit like that, you know? So I was starting to more focus on me, but I was also learning that while my mother is declining in health, I have to be prepared for the fact that that time or my time with her is drawing closer at an end to where I'm gonna have to bury her. And out of all the shit that I went through, I've never once or would ever call her a burden. And she says that I did. And I'm just like, you can be a lot of things, but a burden never. Never. Even after all the fucking shit that I went through, still never. Because you would have to cause me utter distress. And and I would have to hate it in order for me to consider a burden. When she was sick, I took care of her. I was the one taking her to all of her doctor's appointments. I was the one that made sure that she had food and all that shit. And it's just like to say that I would ever say that to you. That's some fucked up shit. You know what, ma'am? If that's what you feel, then at the end of the day, you're gonna have to live with that. Because I won't. Because I know I didn't say it. I would never. I would never. My mom can be an utter fucking chaotic bitch. Still love my mother. And would never still call her a burden. I will never talk to that woman ever again. That was the final time that she will ever gaslight me. I'm not ready for that. I'm just not. I'm prepared. Mentally, I'm prepared. I'm just mourning the relationship we could have had that we never did. So, yeah. So, is my mother, at the end of the day, I don't know, honestly. Was she ever comfortable with my sexuality? Obviously not. She still dead names me. She still calls me he. And again, that type of shit really doesn't bother me. It's my mom, number one. Why would I be pissed off at my mother? Like weird. I call myself dude. But it's like, at some point, it's just like, you gotta at least get your story straight when you're out in public. You know what I mean? You're out in public. You just called me he out in public. You're fucking crazy. You're trying to get me killed. You're trying to get me killed. You trying to get me killed. Nah, I don't need to be around you. And I think for my own safety, I think it's just best. I think it's just best that I just don't associate myself with that woman anymore. And when I tell you that it hurts because I hear her sometimes and I want to hug her, Karen says, what do you think is the main reason that people still look at gay people, trans, so negatively? Do you think people are ignorant, just fear what they truly don't understand? Well, it's a good old saying that people fear what they don't understand. It shows quite blatantly. Um, and they want to throw so many fucking. Uh, it, Let me tell you something, and this goes out to any single person who is just anti-gay or anti-trans. I just want to ask you this: in what fucking way does it bother you? Like, am I bringing any type of physical or mental distress towards you? I would like to know because you can't give me a straight answer as to why. You throw your ass behind the fucking Bible. God, where's the originality? They'll blame it on religion or their own fucking upbringing. I'm sorry. So, did you leave your common sense and your mental and physical autonomy back in the fucking back in your childhood? Because I thought that goes with you. You should be able to understand that even you as an adult have grown into this person, whatever, monster or whatever, that you don't see the world differently, or did you just hold on to that shit and just realize that underneath the premise of everything of what they said, there's still a difference between right and wrong, and you should know exactly as a fucking adult, I would hope so, because this comes pre-installed, the understanding of right and wrong. Two people loving each other is not wrong. Two people that are physically attracted to one another is not wrong. I don't understand. So yeah, you want to know why? Because your politicians and your Bible and your priest can say so, literally. Because those people, instead of people just having their own fucking brains and can just make up for themselves, based upon what is in front of them. Now, I will definitely say this that results vary. Results vary. You may, and I've seen this happen, and it was very unfortunate. It was so very unfortunate because the guy could have been a fucking awesome ally. And he just came across that one person, that one gay boy, that was just capital neon letter gay, and tried to make a not only a pass at him, but grab him in that way. Like, let me tell you something. Some things that people do in my community, the LGBTQIA plus community, do some really dumb shit. And if anything has told me out of that, what taught me was that dumb is universal. Is completely universal. So it's not like sometimes we're hoping the case either. I don't know. Definitely not the community that I grew up in. But then again, I came from struggle. So a lot of these kids these days not even know what that means. We we struggled. We had to. hide ourselves. We had to constantly look over our fucking shoulders because for fear that someone was going to fucking hurt us or kill us. Gay people. Don't even get me started on trans. You know? I have seen people do some very horrendous shit because of their fear and not having a fucking mental acuity to understand that if this isn't what I want, I don't have to want it. If I don't want to be in this type of relationship, situationship, whatever the case may be, it's my choice. When would violence, why would it be that far? It's because they fear what they don't understand. And a lot of people, again, based upon propaganda and bullshit, and this is coming from somebody who's really not a political person. I'm really not. I don't have the mental information to understand fully about politics, but I still have the at least a modicum of understanding of what right and wrong is. And I feel if you keep on trying to pass laws that are targeting a group of people, you would be like, that's not right. Or is it just me? Or is it just me? And I'm gonna leave it at that because let me tell you something. If I keep going up into this political talk, there's going to be a lot of people who are not going to be very happy with me. Hence why I keep my political affiliations to myself. Keep it to myself. Yep, these are great questions. Randy says, do you feel that being a performer throughout these past couple of decades has either added or aided to the trans journey that you are on and or has helped you become the individual you are today? Yes, absolutely. Because before deciding to, again, wanting to actually commit to transitioning, I lived as a woman for many, many, many years. For many years. If I ever dressed like a dude, it was because of a grocery run. Now that I'm trans, I don't have that privilege anymore. I do not have that privilege. So, in order for me to want to go out, to anything, literally anything, even to go walk the dog for fuck's sake sometimes, I got to make sure that I look like this when I walk out that door. Because I just don't want to fight with people. I really don't want to fight with people. And granted, it's been a long time since I gotten into a fight, and I'm kind of itching. But it's like I'd be in jail. I would be in jail. No, no. So I got to make sure I put on this makeup every goddamn day, every day, because of course I have masculine features. You know, quite masculine features. When I'm out of drag, I have quite, or when I'm out of makeup, guess that answered your question right there, right, Randy. It has aided my journey into becoming the trans person that I am now, and also the performer that I became. I feel much more liberated. Granted, it is a chore to put on makeup every single fucking day, but this is why I value my off days because, baby, I don't put on a stitch of makeup. I don't go out nowhere. I stay in this house. If I have to absolutely go out anywhere, I have to at least put on some foundation and an eyebrow or two. When I tell you that if it's a struggle, it's a struggle sometimes. It is a struggle, but I wouldn't trade it for anything else in the world. I really wouldn't trade it for anything else in the world. I Me putting on makeup every single morning has now become habit. Maybe that's the second place I go to. Sorry, third. Start the coffee, go to the bathroom, grab my coffee, and go to the makeup room. Every day, even on my off days. So, Delane says, I want to hug you. I already feel it. Darlene says, I was born Lutheran and have always been Lutheran. I was raised that we are born the way we are. Everyone in the world. God makes no mistakes. Cool. I love that. Sweetie, I know women that don't leave the house without makeup, the jewelry, the high heels. They do that because it's a habit to them. Because they like the, I hate to be this type of person to claim a stereotype, but we like the attention. So sorry. We like the attention. If we're going to put on all that good shit, it's because I'm expecting a few compliments from the opposite sex or same sex or whatever. Bitch, the fuck? I do it because I don't want to get into a fight or possibly be killed. Big difference. Huge difference. Huge difference. You can still choose to go out and not wear makeup and no one questions you. Or majority of you. Doesn't mean they wanna, but they have the luxury of being able to not wear it as well. True. True that. They have choice. We don't. So, do I hate makeup sometimes? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I hate it. I would love to at least get my facial feminization surgery. I would really love that so that way I can do that. So that way I can not wear makeup one day and it be okay. I would love that for me at least one day. Because it sucks having that shit in the back of your mind. And granted, not a lot, not, there's very, very few people that have ever voiced it to my face. But it's like, it's still a little nagging thing in the back of your head. And it kind of fucks with me sometimes. Hence the transition. God damn. I would love to not wear makeup and go to work. And like literally get up out of bed, change my clothes, and go to work. I would love to do that. Bitch, when I tell you that me being a gay man, that was so much easier. That was so much easier. Just rolled right the fuck out of bed and just punched in, bitch. I would love that for me. Karen says, "Hope you don't mind me asking, but why do you feel you would end up in a fight or hurt killed if you were not in makeup? Sorry if I sound ignorant, because I have the masculine features that will actually make somebody stop if they're homophobic." Okay? If they're homophobic, automatically, if they're homophobic, they're just phobic. Then they'll start making sneering little fucking jokes, especially if they got someone with them. Because if they were by themselves, it'd be a whole different fucking scenario. It's the motherfuckers who like to grandstand. It's always them. Because I promise you, if they were by themselves, they wouldn't have this fucking this mentality. They would just walk around me or avoid me or, just go about their fucking day. That's why I would get into a fight. Because it's been done to me more times than I can count, even with me in makeup. That face looks a bit strong, honey. My face looks strong. And nothing about this bone structure entirely feminine. It is very androgynous. And baby, when I tell you, me out of makeup, I look like a whole ass man. I just don't need to get up into that because there would be that one person who is just as much fearful as homophobic as to want to cause violence. That'd be something right up my fucking alley. And when I tell you that if that ever happens, God help them. God help them. I would be in jail. I would be in jail. Mm-mm-mm. Sweetheart, it's funny. It's very, very funny. But it's scary. Bitch, being me is scary. It can be a very fearful life. Hence why I have such a fucking thick skin. That's the only thing of what I really want. I would actually prioritize that over my BBL. I would prioritize that over my BBL any day just to get facial feminization surgery. Completely feminize this face. That way, there's absolutely no question. And I don't do it to catfish folks. I do it to protect myself. So that if I have to go out to the store, I just put on a cap, lipstick, and sunglasses, and I am done. See? Mm-mm. Wish it was that easy for me. Not with this hairline. Absolutely not. Anyway, child, have we been on an hour? It felt like it was much longer, didn't it? Because bitch, I've only been on an hour and 19 minutes. I feel like I've been here for 3 hours already. Do you have any trans people that you would consider an inspiration to you? Tommy Ross. Yes, ma'am. Tracy Ross. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But you also have to understand that I also grew up with a little bit of that old school mentality and how I envision myself as a partner with someone else and as a wife to somebody else. I have a kind of picture in mind of how I would envision myself. So for me, passable, passable. No one would ever think, which I'm fine with. I want me saying I'm trans to be mine. I want it to be my choice to say. And again, it's not for the ability to catfish people because it's not. It's the ability to educate. I would have put a down payment first before putting all of that money into surgeries. Wouldn't you think? Sorry, no offense. Why would you say that after the fact? And why do you feel that home ownership, which is status, um, trump over self idealization? Does that mean that I have to be a homeowner in order for me to want to love what I see in the fucking mirror? Mm. So you'd rather be fucking depressed and hate yourself, but at least I own a house. Did that sound as asinine to you as it did to me? Mm. And that is where your priorities lie. But now you have an issue with moving and stuff. I don't have an issue with moving and stuff. It's a choice. I can undo that choice if I so wish and say, you know what, fuck it. It's only $150 more. Just work a couple more hours at the salon. Okay. So what you say for me to be passable, I would have to be of a certain status? That sounds classist. Like just a little bit, girl. Just a little bit. You know, I'm not judging. I'm not judging. You see where I went with sorry, no offense. But mm, sorry if I choose to live my life beyond the brick and mortar. I I choose. I chose this life. I did. I chose this life. Okay? Trans is who I am. That's who I am, right? Whether I am a homeowner or whether I am an apartment renter, I'm still me. An additional quality of you, an additional quality of you would be the status. Homeowner, Harvard degree, etc., etc. Whatever else that you hold things in such high esteem. Obviously, it's not you. Because I hate to tell you, I hate to break it to you, baby, but we all have things that we do not like about ourselves when we look into the mirror. All of us do. Every single one of us. Every single one of us. Makes me no different from you. The only difference is that I want to do something about it. And sometimes it has to be surgically. Sweetheart. The only difference between you and me is that I'm acting on it. I'm acting on that. Because I could be in a studio apartment and be fine. And just be fine. I can't be fine to afford a house if I'm not happy with myself. Because if I'm not happy with me, things are going to naturally degrade. Like, sometimes my mental space, my mental headspace, I wouldn't want to be in the mood to go to work. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't want to have that drive to lose weight. I wouldn't have that drive to, I don't know, want to literally practice what independence really means. Mm-mm. I'm sorry, I'm choosing me first because if I don't have me, I can't do me. I can't be able to. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to toot my own horn for a fucking minute here. I can actually say that when I look around where I live right now, never mind the fact that it is an apartment that I rented for 14 years, but everything of what I see when I look in here is mine. My pictures, my paint color, my TV, my Freddy Krueger stuff, my Super Mario stuff, my picture of my brother, my picture of drag brother, not biologically. I'm an only child. But memories that I have been able to create and actually frame to keep timeless. Does not matter where that is. It could be an apartment. It can be in a studio. It can be in a rental unit in public storage. When I look around, I see what I have worked so hard for. And that just gives me a little sense of humility, but definitely bragging rights. I felt like I could have done this sooner, but then again, I was not a very independent person because I was depending on someone else. I had boyfriends this entire time that I've had apartments, and I've only had four. This is number four. And I'm here by myself because no one literally helps me pay the bills here. I pay the bills. Bella does not pay a bill except the cell phone and the electric now. I pay for all of it. The fuck? Bitch, I look everywhere. I was able to make this my own. Even in an apartment where I couldn't even paint the motherfucking walls, let me tell you something. I'm painting these motherfucking walls. I promise you that when I leave, I will paint the walls white again. But however, while I am here, this is mine. I am paying for it every single month. Just like how you pay a mortgage. I pay rent. Same shit. Although I cannot say that I own this, but I own everything that contains it, down to the electrical wire. I can handle this. Can I handle all of the repairs that come with the house that can happen literally just at any time? Hence the difference of wanting to have the FFS stuff first, because I know that is a predictable expense that I only got to pay once, hopefully. Once, one and done. I'm stuck to a house for 30 years max. I'm gonna be I'm gonna be 75 by the time my house will be paid for. Paid off in full. That's the case. I'll live in a trailer park, bitch. Mobile homes for 15,000 right here. The fuck? As long as I got a roof over my head, it doesn't matter whether it's a lease or it is a lease. And that was my TED talk. Because apparently it turned into one. Shit. I'm so sorry about that. Ah. And you're still not going to say nothing, Heather?
Oh, wait, what? I was concentrating on listening to your TED talk. No, you don't. No, you're not gonna. We're not gonna play this. No. Remember, I can always FaceTime you.
I'm excited. FaceTime video.
You know what? Nobody likes you. Damn it! Just rude and raggedy.
You know
I
what's
was over here listening to your heartfelt talks, and I'm like, over here like tearing up and like talking to the kids, and I'm like, I really hate what she said, and now you're just gonna be a little shit.
Wait, I have to stand. I'm sorry, I got a cramp.
Krista, she always naughty.
Oh, I'm naughty.
See, that's your karma for being a little shit.
Wow. Wow.
Well, anyway, but I was gonna say, if you actually read my other comments, I was just gonna say, I remember how excited you were when you picked out everything in that place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ew. Oh. Are you
Light your cigarette.
are you all right?
Yes, I'm like waiting. Like this edible finally kicked in. I took it at like almost 8 o'clock.
Okay,
And it
so
took
that was an hour.
right, but like it took long. I'm used to it kicking in a little bit better.
Not shorter, but better.
Like like a better time frame. Shut
Define
up.
define for me what is a better time frame. Please help. Please understand. Please help me
Look,
understand.
whatever. You know what I mean.
No, I don't.
Look, in other words, I would like it to be quicker, or like
Oh,
how it normally is when I take one of yours.
so shorter.
Yeah,
Not better.
same thing. Because shorter is better.
Fucking Bella number 2 here.
Shorter is better, therefore better.
Shorter is better.
In the fucking edible sense. In the yum yum sense. Yes. You know that I have my stages. Ew. You know what?
What? Oh, you saw me?
You act like I can't see you. You're just like,
You know what? I can stop my camera.
ew.
I could also remove you.
Wow.
Don't do it. Did you?
Shut up. That was Gabriel.
No, that was a horn, bitch.
Trying to blame me.
That was Gabe. He did it on purpose. He went into the kitchen, and then as he went into the kitchen, that's what he did.
How dare you blame my son?
No, I didn't.
Right.
He did do it.
How dare you blame my son?
I'm sitting down.
You are a lying sack of shit. You went into the fucking kitchen to get some damn cookies of fucking milk.
You know she's bothered because she did it. I
Sure.
swear to God, your mother farted on live.
I did not.
French horn.
I am telling you, I hate you.
It sounded like a French
Rosie,
horn.
you're not even going to help me out?
Hey, somebody shut the fuck up.
But you're not even going to help me out?
I'm not even in the conversation.
But you're right here in the room, so therefore you are.
She's not in the conversation.
Ew.
She's got Pookie alone. She's not in the conversation. She's not in the conversation. Tell her, leave it alone. Leave her alone. Watch a video.
No, Sandra, he don't want to be on camera, so no.
Anywho, Mariana says, sorry if I kind of touched the topic, but I do want to say it is a responsibility and priority of an adult to first secure roof over their head, as you always say, that you are an adult. That's why. What makes you think that this is not secure? What makes you think that this is not secure? Because of me wanting to move? Again, that's a choice. Therefore, if I have decided to not go anywhere, literally, my choice is to maintain. Right? Same thing that kind of goes with owning a house. I mean, with that, if you don't even pay your mortgage, then what is that? That's an eviction, ain't that? Kind of same thing here. That's a repo. I ain't trying to do all that. And again, that is continual and an expected expense. However, unpredictable because people have the right to raise the rent if they want to, or in this case, your interest rate, if it's adjustable. This is the part where we're just going to have to agree to disagree, honey. You may think that owning a house is much more important than working on you. That's just not where my priorities lie. My priorities are quite different. We're just going to have to agree to disagree on that. That's fine. But don't think for a second that I can't maintain, because I can. Luckily, I am very blessed and fortunate to be in the industry to where I can still do it with the downtime. But baby, the bills are paid, and that's first and foremost. So I guess there we can kind of agree on that. But I guess the manner in the venue is where we disagree, and that's okay. But there is no difference between what you do and what I do. Ain't no difference. None. This has been a fantastic Ask CeeCee. This has been fantastic. We need to keep these questions coming because this is not only thought provoking. I mean, we've all gotten in our feels a couple of times. I know I did. But damn, this is good. This is good shit. What is your favorite Freddy movie from the entire Nightmare on Elm Street franchise? The first. Always. Always. Which now I want to watch that. I think Randy did that deliberately. Deliberate. I see you. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get the hell up off of here. Yeah, maybe I talk from a mother's point of view. What the hell does that have to do with anything? Because you being a mother is still a name on the lease or on the mortgage. It doesn't say Mariana and growing. What does you being a mother and me not have to do with any of that? Because whether it's taking care of myself or multiple people, i.e., families, i.e., children, i.e., roommates, these are things you can see for yourself and come to this own conclusion yourself. And with that, again, I'm not going to judge you. But if that's how you want to live it, baby, live it. Live your life. You live yours, I live mine. That's it. That's the way it's going to have to be. But it's like, I am doing what you're telling me at the end of the day, which you've also missed that point abundantly clear. I understand, and I do agree. However, my method is different than yours. So, again, we can agree to disagree. I guess that makes me a bad mother because I also rap. I need a refill. I'm going to let you handle that. Oh, yeah. Why do you want to talk about shit? I am empty. Think about it. Are you all right? Bitch, how many times did you twirl? Oh, no, you did take an edible with me. Oh, now you're twirling.
You can twirl with me.
Mm-mm. No.
Got my head.
There's a difference between you and me, honey. You just hot. I'm hot with alcohol.
We get tomorrow.
No.
We need to go.
I will get sick.
That's okay.
And I'm going to exorcist all over you.
There you go.
All over
I'll
you.
push you to the bathroom before you do that.
We wouldn't be in the vicinity if it happened.
Yeah, we would.
No, we wouldn't. I'd be in your room.
Why would you be in my room?
Because you want to twirl. Want to twirl? Let's go in your room.
No.
Exactly. Oh. You ever thought about writing a book about your journey of being trans? Yeah.
That was me.
Well, no shit, Sherlock. You're the only other voice in here.
I said mean. Not me.
That's because you have an accent.
Love it.
I love you more. Anywho, not for all. When you own things, you have to ask others for help. It's not that easy to pick up and go. So y'all on Mariana? Perfect. Wonderful. Ladies and gentlemen, that means, software update. That means we're done. Oh, password. Okay. What is?
She's so cute.
You know, that's funny. You said that, and then there was a comment that says, "Where's Miss Lucy?" She's on the couch.
No, you put her on the floor.
Oh.
Wow, you left her on the porch.
Oh no! What the fuck? Wow! What the fuck?
I know, right? She does that.
I didn't know you were still there. I didn't know she was still there.
She's like Big Brother.
Wow, Bella.
Wow, Bella.
Well, you were so silent.
Because I was on mute, and then I just muted myself.
Yeah.
You muted yourself.
I'm muted.
You got to be on top of this if you're the one that's trying to be right.
Look, I'm getting that high kick in, and I want some butter pecan ice cream.
Apparently, so does Miss Twirly here.
Ooh, Randy, I haven't had Rocky Road in years.
You're on mute yourself. No
I doubt you had your road rocked in years.
Ew, fuck off. I still want ice cream.
Who says we weren't talking about the same thing?
Uh-huh.
Cream. Oh, she muted herself. Oh, hi, Bella.
I'm scared. I'm gonna start running.
I mean, promise? Ew. Anyway, I know that I have pizza waiting for me.
Oh my god, listen to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, Mariana, you open this door. Anyway, I'll see y'all later. I love y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me. This was fantastic. Let's do this again. All right? Like, for real. Bye! Gotta get the fuck out of here. I'm hungry.